At 13, I was doing it all.
Yeah.
I had already been drinking, drugging with the ladies. I was doing it all by 13.
13. Sure.
I was doing it all by 13. So for me, like, I could go to the liquor store and buy liquor in my neighborhood when I was 13.
There you go.
So like, it wasn't even really a struggle for me.
You can have my phone number. I don't mind. Hello, and welcome to Pissy But Pretty, a show about hindsight, hope, tangents, and cuss words. We are your hosts, party tricks turned semi-responsible women. I am Heather Karen.
And I'm Emily Bagan.
Hi!
Hello!
Hi! We are back with PBP, Pissy But Pretty. I'm Heather.
Emily.
And we've got Ryan today,
We have a guest.
How do you feel about being our first?
I love it.
Good.
I love it. First guess.
Ryan is our podcast producer, and dare I say you've become a friend, Ryan?
Yeah, it seems
You
that way.
literally tell him you love him every time.
I
you
know,
leave.
I do that to everybody, and I appreciate you for just accepting me and my weirdness.
But now it's real.
yeah, I think
I feel
so.
there. Yeah.
You've gained a little
Feel
spot
it.
in my little Grinch heart.
I feel it.
Okay, good. Ryan is a veteran, and do you reside in Milwaukee, correct?
I do.
Yeah, okay. And now, Ryan, tell us a little bit about, well, first, I had this question. I came up with a great question.
Okay.
So, about us.
Tell me about
We're-
me.
I just wanted to, for the two people watching or listening, what was your experience when you first met us? Is we are as crazy as we seem, or we think in our heads that we are?
That's a good question. I think to the outside world, probably a little crazy. Because of my like military background, I'm used to being around like people who
Crazies.
tell like really vulgar jokes and just like really kind of
Tea.
explicit, you know. So for me, it wasn't really much of a shock. It was actually kind of comforting to be around people who like have crude humor,
Oh, God. I'm glad we're there.
don't
for
take
you.
life too seriously, you know. So
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Oh, good. Well, that's good to know. All right.
Y'all are crazy though. That's definitely,
We were tested.
it's great.
My dad
great.
used to say I'd rather be weird than normal.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
For
I mean,
sure.
it's a family thing.
And I figured if you're going to give us a microphone, we should probably give you the whole flavor.
Right.
Instantly. We came in hot.
I feel
Which
like
is-
I'd be sour and then sweet.
Probably. A Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah, I hate those.
Oh,
Okay. So anyways, Ryan, tell us now, how did you get into the military? Like, what made you make that decision?
I was in trouble. I was in trouble.
Troubled youth.
Yeah, I was in trouble. I was incarcerated in juvenile jail at the time.
Oh, you were a baby?
Yeah, I was underage. For fighting. I was
That's so
facing.
weird. Can you picture him fighting? He's
Yes,
so
I can.
Namaste. I feel like you're so namaste and
I am
chill.
now.
he
I
is
am.
now.
Once upon a time, though, I was
Yeah.
really wild. And I had gotten into a fight with somebody, and their parents, I think, pressed charges, and I got arrested. And
Ouch.
I was facing a 3 to 5 year sentence for assault and battery.
Holy cow,
And-
what'd you do to this kid?
Left marks on his face.
Oh, I hope he's okay now.
I think he's
wherever
okay
you
now.
are. Okay, good.
And I had already spent about a year or so in jail. And I met an Army recruiter while I was going to the cafeteria one day. He was looking for people that hadn't been convicted yet and that met some certain criteria. I was one of those people. I was actually 2 court cases away from my conviction case. So I was like really close too.
Wow.
And I was able to do a contract with the Army that met the rest of the remaining time I would have had if I got in that maximum 5-year sentence. Year time served, 4 years left. So I did a 4-year contract with the Army, and the judge agreed to it, and off I went.
Wow. What made you so angry? I'm assuming it was anger, or did
Right.
this guy
No,
deserve
no, it was definitely angry. I think at the time, I think a lot of my anger probably stemmed from like dad issues. My father was not very present as a child. He really wasn't present at all when I was young. And I think wanting to know him and feeling like, you know, he just like didn't care about me and stuff just made me a really pissed off little kid.
I can see that.
For sure.
So were you raised primarily by your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, mom did the majority of the parenting work. Our relationship is as our relationship from that era of my life is a little touch and go. But I think she probably did, you know, the best that she could at the time.
Funny how we realize things later.
Yeah, I give her some credit where it's due. I think
Okay.
there's some areas still as a grown up that she definitely could have improved, and some things where she dropped the ball. But I also can appreciate where she put in the hard work and where it feels like she gave what was her best, I guess, at the time. I know what she's capable of now, so now
Sure.
it makes more sense.
And you're a
Okay.
parent.
I'm a parent now
Yep.
too, yeah, which also
There's
helps
a
make a huge
perspective.
difference,
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely a different
For sure,
perspective.
for sure.
Yeah. There's forgiveness.
That helps me understand my father better too.
There
Oh,
you go.
yeah.
My father's decision to like not be around
Yeah.
and stuff was really to, I think, avoid some of the interactions with my mother. I think in order to be my parent, he had to like be with her a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what he wanted. That's
Sure.
what she wanted. That's not what he wanted. And so I think it was easier for him to just like back off of all of it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying it's right, but now being grown and having kids, I am divorced. I've actually been married and divorced twice. This most recent divorce is with the mother of my children, and our relationship isn't that great.
Yeah.
So now I
Yeah.
kind of get it, you
Yeah.
know, like now it makes more sense why you
Yeah.
don't want to be around a person. It's tough. I've had to make that decision to be around my children, and it comes with a lot of headache
Yes, it does.
and problems and
Yeah.
arguments on her side,
Dealing
you know,
with
so
all of that.
yeah,
Sure.
sure.
So how old were you when you got married first?
19.
And you were in the military at that
was.
time, I'm assuming?
Both of my wives were both soldiers. I got married the first time when I was 19, and I was married for about 5 years. We were both on a deployment. She was in my battalion. That doesn't probably mean anything to you, but she worked in like the same company with me.
Okay.
And I saw her occasionally when I was deployed in Iraq. That's how I first met her. And then when we came home is where we started to like date and do stuff and got married. And then we deployed as a married couple to Afghanistan. I did not see her any time in that period. And I think it just kind of ruined the relationship.
Yeah, sure.
2
That'll do her.
deployments through a marriage of 5 years. So we
Yikes.
barely saw each other. It just ruined everything.
How was your time up there?
Man.
Like, were you in the thick of it?
So my job in the Army was what they call a 13 Fox, which is a person who calls and directs airstrikes and artillery and mortars. So when you talk about like frontline soldiers, I am kind of the epitome of what you think of.
How has that affected you now?
Um,
I'm assuming you saw some pretty gnarly stuff.
oh yeah. Afghanistan was a really rough deployment. I've lost friends. I've watched friends
Yeah.
be hurt. I've gotten hurt while I was deployed. Afghanistan was a tough deployment. Out of all 3 of the times I've been deployed, that was the hardest. And I don't know. I think it affects me a lot now because, you know, I'm on guard a lot.
Of course.
I constantly kind of feel like there's still something to get me, and that I need to be aware of my surroundings all the time.
Kind of PTSD.
For sure.
Definitely.
Anger
How can
issues.
you not have it?
I feel like I'm always supposed to deal with everything with violence. That's kind of how we are raised. You know, violence of action is the winner in the battlefield. It's not in the civilian world.
Yeah.
And
no.
I spent 11 years in the Army and only spent 30 days getting out. So you get trained to do a thing so well,
Yeah.
and then I'm back out in the civilian world in a month.
Wow.
And they just expect you to go back and live your normal
Yeah.
life?
They give you like these classes on like how to deal with like your finances a little bit.
Okay.
Because they pay us in a way of which like I I don't have to like really deal with much. It's all direct deposit. It's always there. It never fails. Some of the stuff is paid for. I get paid for my cost of living and things. So like you get really used to them taking care of everything. And then when you get out, you got to take care of it. I had to learn how to apply for insurance and how to do all these things.
Especially if you went right out of juvie.
Right.
Like you didn't have time to even learn to be an adult.
Yeah.
And then it's thrown in your face, A, being deployed, and then B, you didn't get time to really know what being a normal civilian adult is.
What a culture shock. They didn't hand you that little binder and said, okay, now this is what you need to do. These are the logistics, and this is how you need to feel, act, and behave out in the real world.
I really don't know. I still don't know. I'd say that's probably the biggest like side effect overall.
Sure.
Is that I kind of grew up in the Army. I always say that the Army was kind of like my father, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, I think it being that parental figure kind of made it hard for me because that's like all I know. I mean, a lot of people are the byproduct of their parents. Well, I had one that was kind of absent and one that was completely absent.
Yeah.
And so for me, a lot of my foundation is from the military. And because of that,
for sure.
I joined when I was 17 and I got out when I was, I think 28, almost 29.
Yeah.
And so like
How scary.
I felt like I just got out of high school.
Yeah, of course.
That's how I felt. I felt like I had just gotten out of high school. And
you went into a bubble.
Yeah.
When you know, all through your 20s, you're supposed to learn how to be an adult. You do make mistakes and grow and learn and all the horrible, wonderful things that you do within your 20s. You were in a bubble.
Yeah.
And you get out, you're an adult, and you're supposed to act right and figure it out and know what to do.
And I feel that way. I feel like I have a lot of responsibility because I'm a veteran. I feel like the world's kind of looking at me as an example and that I have the responsibility of looking good for the veterans is kind of how I feel, right? Like I don't want to be that one that's crazy and that everybody's talking about or that ends up on the news, you know, having a PTSD moment.
Because it happens
It
all
does.
too often.
I've been in those situations before. I've lost my cool in public and I've had a hard time dealing with civilian people. I still think of civilians as civilians. I still think of myself as a soldier. And technically I am. I mean, you take an oath, you become a soldier. That's why I'm a veteran. You never stop.
Right. Right.
Nothing really changes. I just stopped going to work. It's kind of really
That's true. That's a good point.
You really did.
So
what about the sort of addiction aspect of that? One of the things that we learned really early on with you when we started talking about our party days and alcohol and drug use, you mentioned it right away.
Yeah. I think that's what I think I really resonated with how you both spoke about it at the time. I always kind of drift towards people who are willing to talk about their experience. But yeah, no, addiction was huge. My father was an addict. He abused cocaine horribly and alcohol horribly as young as 6 years old. I remember being able to like sneak in my mom's bedroom and he would leave like a little mirror with Coke on it sitting on the dresser and just like I would go through his pockets because I was a kid, you know, and I knew he was important. I didn't know that he was my dad. And so like I used to like go through his pockets and I would like go through his wallet because I wanted to like look at his stuff. And I would find like a pipe with weed and stuff in it, you know, like just little stuff. When I was 6 years, his flask.
That's not normal, by the way.
Well, right. And so, you know, I remember being 6 years old and trying his flask for the first time and being like, what is that?
Oh,
you know,
my
but like
gosh.
I knew obviously people drank it. It was in a flask.
Course.
But like I couldn't comprehend like why does this taste so weird and so strong, right? Like that was my first time and my first experience with alcohol was when I was 6 years old. So
Dang.
And then I just kind of down the line from there. I think I started smoking weed regularly when I was like 9 or 10.
Were you an angry kid up until then?
I think the anger started to settle in probably somewhere more in like my teenage years.
Got it.
13, somewhere in there. I started at 13. I was doing it all.
Yeah.
I had already been drinking, drugging with the ladies. I was doing it all by 13.
13. Sure.
I was doing it all by 13.
Yeah.
So at 13, you kind of couldn't tell me nothing. I was already kind of involved with like gang life and all sorts of stuff by the time I was 13.
Looking for something.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I got
will
into
tell you
that
just
a lot.
how, like, I feel it breaks my heart. And I've had many discussions about this. My oldest stepdaughter and her wife were foster parents from Milwaukee County.
Mhm.
And you just see these kids, and it's this vicious cycle.
Yep.
And with the schooling being so poor and the parents not being able to work to make enough to take proper care of their children or pay enough attention because they have to work and whatever. And it breaks my heart because we are just literally 45 minutes away in our little hometown of Oconomowoc. And the amount of children that they have had that we've gotten so close to, and you hear these devastating stories, I just don't feel like it's fair. It's not fair. I don't know how to fix it. I wish I could. But like you saying that you saw all these things and you were so into it at 13, you're just supposed to be a kid. You're supposed life is supposed to be carefree and you don't have to be tough. And it's you become a product of your environment, really.
Yep.
You take care of
sure.
yourself the best way you know how. And if somebody comes in and is like, this is going to make you feel better, or you probably found out very early that drugs and alcohol did make you feel better. And the people that you were around probably did the same thing. And then you just get sort of sucked into that lifestyle, that place.
That's exactly what it was.
You were taking care of yourself the best way you knew how as a boy,
When
as
I
a
was
child.
10 years old, I was buying drugs from people who were older, teenagers, sometimes grown-ups. I was always big for my age too. And like I had already had facial hair when I was 13.
Same.
So like you didn't
You
have
had
facial hair.
when you were 13.
Yes, I did. I was big for my age and I had facial hair. What?
So for me, like I could go to the liquor store and buy liquor in my neighborhood when I was 13.
There you go.
That's crazy.
So like it wasn't even really a struggle for me. I could go buy cigarettes, I could go buy liquor. And if I got denied, I would just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And if that didn't work, I would just stand outside and pay somebody. So it didn't, I made sure I got what I was looking for.
And you found that in friends too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, all of my friends were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I got involved into gang life when I was 13 because of the influence of the people that I was around. It felt like they cared about me. In a world where I felt like nobody really cared or had time for me, it felt like they cared. So for me, it made sense to dedicate myself to it.
Yep.
That was probably the epitome of what really started to like jumpstart. I got involved in like dealing drugs and crime, stealing, robbing, just like all the things
Beating
that kind of
ass.
come with it,
Gotta be tough.
I hate that for you. I am so sorry.
He wouldn't be
I
who
don't.
he is
I
without
get
that.
that. I get that, and I really like. I think at least my husband knows of you because I'm like, you gotta meet this amazing man one day. He's had all these struggles,
I appreciate that.
and sometimes we call him Daddy because he talks to us on our little earpieces. And my Digger's like, okay, I guess I do gotta meet this man.
I didn't tell my husband that part. Jesus. So there's this guy there that we call Daddy.
I think they're used to us though. So explain to us. How far did your addiction get for you? And was there a reason? Was there like, obviously you're trying to fit in, and was there like trauma that you were trying to escape, or was it like, well, I guess you had all this trauma as a boy, as a teenager, and then you get sent to juvie, traumatic. Then you get sent to the military where you have to grow up there, also traumatic.
I don't think I recognized my trauma when I was a juvenile. And I don't think I know I didn't recognize that I had like a problem. And to be fair, even though I was involved in a lot of those things, I don't know if I would have classified myself as having a problem at that age. When I joined the Army, I cleaned up pretty well for several years.
Yeah.
Laid off all the drugs after I joined. I still drank, like on the weekends and stuff, but I was pretty respectable about it. I was not like out getting wasted or anything. I think what really jump started it is when I got back from Afghanistan
Yep.
So it was a kind of like a trifecta. I got back from Afghanistan and I had lost a friend while I was deployed, and I'd actually lost 2 friends while I was deployed. And I gotten hurt and was dealing with pain and like watching a bunch of other men who had lost other friends. Like it was just a lot. It's hard to watch grown men grieve like that.
Yeah.
And between that and then within 60 days of me getting home from Afghanistan, my father died.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry.
And in that same window, I was going through my first divorce. And so like,
That's a lot.
I think kind of gave up.
Mm-hmm.
My father passing was probably the worst of it. I gave up after that. I distinctly remember when my father passed being like, look, I'm going to go join him. I was fed up. I didn't really care about anything that I had. I wasn't really in communication with my mom at the time. So I was kind of just like alone in the world.
There you go.
Doing my thing. And when he passed, I just kind of was like, dude, this is trash. So I just gave up and started drinking like every day, all the time. Really just hoping I wouldn't wake up, honestly.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
And I did that for, the remainder of my career and kind of pissed away the end of my career. I still got out with a honorable discharge and stuff, but I could have done so much better. I just gave up on everything. I was ready to go. I could have been a lifetime soldier, and instead I got out at 11 years. And then I got out.
Do you think you would have rather?
I would have rather it stayed in.
Really?
Yeah.
Even everything you saw?
Yeah. I would have rather and made the most out of it. It's a business decision.
Mm-hmm. And it was your home.
Yeah.
It was
That's
normalcy.
Yeah.
It was camaraderie. It was acceptance. It was friends. It was family.
I was safer there.
You were safe.
I was safer there.
For the first time.
As crazy as that sounds, I was safer there. I was around people who cared, and you kind of fall out of ranks. People come looking for you. They don't just leave you astray.
And what did you have at home to go home to?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I hate every part. Why is there arm around me?
I'm asserting my dominance.
Yes.
I don't know.
I feel comfortable here.
I have a boner, so
You have a boner?
just
Okay.
kidding.
No, I hate every part of it. This is like devastating. I'm not a crier, and I'm really trying not to cry right now.
don't
Like
do that.
my heart aches for you and everyone else that has had to go through, like, just how we kind of toss aside these people who have given so much
Sure.
to protect us. And like, you struggled so much when that's all you knew, for them to kind of like, not saying that they don't take care of you now or whatever, but like for you to just be feeling so lonely and not know how to live life outside of that.
That alone, you get used to like the camaraderie and the love and the friendship, and then leaving in its own, it's just hard for that. Like, it's the loneliest feeling in the world, leaving the military. You leave this space of comfort and where everybody's kind of got this commonality where I could go up and talk to a complete stranger in uniform and we could be best friends just like that.
For sure.
Whereas now, I can't do that with civilian people. Most people don't care. And as soon as you start talking to people too much in the civilian world, they assume you want something, or they put their guard up because they assume you're trying to do something. They never just assume, I'm just trying to be your friend.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no
Just trying to close the
I
gap.
shouldn't say there's no good people left in the world, but this world sucks.
There's a lot of in the defense of the people. There's a lot to be on guard about. There's so much to be on guard about with people trying to scam you and people that are rude and people that are dangerous in this world. There's so much of it that I feel like even the good people in this world are just really cautious.
Was that kind of a shock to you, going from probably a very dangerous, obviously, culture and life, coming into the civilian world and being like, holy shit, this is still just as dangerous? And you've got to like shift into sort of a different place than you were in the military, but
Sure.
you get out and you're like, there's so much hatred and there's so much to be so scared of out here. Was that kind of a culture shock for you?
This is probably going to hit, but for me, I think the part that was the worst is one of the lonely parts that you feel is it's like, what did I fight for?
Yeah.
I fought for all these people,
Yes.
Yeah.
and they all hate each other.
Yeah.
Right. And
I
they
can
don't
see
like
that.
you for it, or
I
they
just
have
came
their
from a
opinion
space where
about
like
you.
I knew where the danger was.
Yeah.
You know, all of these people on this side, we're all good.
Right.
I've met guys that were, like really racist and really this and that, and we could still squash our problems.
Yeah.
He would still be to my left. I could still count on him, right?
Yeah.
Like there were no differences that were great enough to separate us as soldiers.
Right.
You're coming home safe and sound.
So like it made sense. I knew who the enemy was. We
Yeah.
went and fought the enemy and came home to the safe space. Here,
Wow.
I don't know who's safe and who's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I
think
don't
it's even worse now
understand it
than
because
ever
it's like
before.
I don't understand why I'm fighting for people's freedom when the biggest battle is right here with each other.
It's true.
And that was really hard for me.
Oh gosh.
That was hard for me.
So when did you realize, how bad did your addiction get? And do you think you were running, A, the loss of your father, and B, not knowing how to return to civilian life?
I didn't want anything to do with it, to be honest with you. I kind of felt like my life took a turn in a direction I didn't want anymore.
Yeah.
You were a
Like
victim
my
of
life is in a
circumstance,
space. I don't want this life anymore. I don't want to be me. I don't want this life. I don't want anything to do with it. It's gone a direction so far that I can't come back from. I don't want it anymore. That's how I felt. I had to grow and learn how to like love myself and find my purpose again in order to feel like I wanted to be here and also like I belonged in the first place. For the longest time, I think I just was trying to hide from the world because I knew I didn't want to be here. And I felt like I had a responsibility to just stay away from people. They don't need to see this. I don't need to expel this onto the world. I just need to keep this behind closed doors and either deal with it or wait till it goes away.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Did you consider going back to, the friends that you had prior to the military on the streets and drugs and
Most of
that
the
whole thing?
friends
Or
that
were
I
you,
knew from before are either dead or
Right.
in jail or MIA.
Yep.
Very few of them are still around.
Maybe it was a blessing in disguise that you didn't have that option
Yeah, I really didn't have much.
to go back there.
I quite literally, I've always kind of been an introvert. I was always really well known with people,
Right.
but like I pick and choose when I want to go out and when I want to be that social person. I really like my alone time. And so it's kind of a gift and a curse because I enjoy myself now, with love for myself and stuff. I enjoy my own personal time very well. But I have like, even to this day, like 0 friends. I don't have any one person that I regularly speak to. Like I don't have someone that like if something happened to me right now, I would call. Right? Like I know lots of people, good people. Y'all are, like good people.
Well, you can have my phone number. I don't mind. I don't have a life, so I'll pick
I
up.
need more
Yeah.
friends and to reach out
But then that means
and
you
establish
have
those
to,
connections more. It's a two-way street, with friends. I'm sure there's probably people out there that have extended. It's about, do I meet them with that? And I think that's out of fear and responsibility, am I bringing trash into this person's life?
Right.
Like,
I
don't
always
wanna
feel like
bring a
I'm going
bunch
to
of drama.
disappoint people. Like, oh, you want to really get to know me? You want to be my friend? Wait till you really get to know me, and you're going to change your mind.
I'm just worried that I'm going to cause problems. I don't want to cause problems.
Like for what? What would you cause problems about?
I think my perspective in life is very different than average people.
Yeah.
And like,
It
to show
maybe-
up, be a friend,
Yeah.
start giving you a bunch of advice or something in a direction in the way that I believe that might be really problematic. I
Or
don't
it
think the
could
way
be
that
amazing.
I think is like wildly accepted in the world. And so, there's certain things that like when I see that are stupid, I would just call stupid, where a lot of people, and it becomes a problem. It just becomes a problem, like, and I don't want to like jump into people's life and be like, oh, most of the friends that you have are kind of terrible. Like
Yes.
most of the friends you have, like they kind of
It's
seem like
true,
they're just
though.
like using you.
Yeah.
And it's
And like,
something we
Yeah.
learn as we get older, like things that we don't like about ourselves that we need. Like, I need to work on my sensitivity. I have told people, can you give me the last 5 minutes of my life back? Because that was really dumb. Like,
Yeah.
your drama is like, it's hard for me to not be like, you're causing your own drama.
And I think one of the first things that we started talking about was how hard it is to make friends when you're our age.
Yeah.
How old are you?
sure. I'm 36.
Right.
Be 37 in July.
You're a grown up.
Yeah.
July what?
16th.
Oh, I'm 7-1. Just saying.
Just saying.
What's up?
It's difficult to make friends as an adult. You get tired of the bullshit.
Yeah.
You really do. And you see through it. You value your peace and yourself
Absolutely.
more than you want to impress everybody else. So you don't adapt anymore. You don't want to do that. You want to meet the right people.
Correct.
And that's hard to do. It's like, okay, where am I supposed to go as a sober adult in Wisconsin? You want to go to
Sober
Zumba?
part. Oh my
Ew.
God, that sober part is so hard.
Everywhere you go,
Especially
there
in this
is
state.
booze.
This state is so like even I'll leave Wisconsin out of it. Like I don't want to hate on like the fact that our drinking culture here is so strong, but just in general, adult culture.
100%.
Have a drink on the
You go
weekend.
to the
Kick it with your
bar.
friends. Go to the
Right.
bar. Have a good time. I can't tell you. I went and picked up food like a week ago from this place. That's really good Mexican food. Big bar in the middle, right?
Of course.
And I'm good now where I can go
Yeah.
in and do my thing or whatever. But I remember looking at all the people and like I wasn't like envious of their drinking. To me, that just looks stupid.
Yeah.
I was envious of the community, the ability for them to have a place where they can all get
That's
together
what
and
we
meet each other,
say.
Yeah.
have a good time, and
And do it
dance and sing
responsibly.
and,
I
you know.
get jealous about.
I wish that they would make like sober clubs.
We
Ew,
said
but then we'd have to
that.
talk to like people.
No, that's what
sober.
we're saying. That's what the difficult part is.
Yeah. I'm
not
When you
that
have
fun.
that drink, you can just blah, 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 and then there's every excuse in the world to say the shit you're not supposed to say. Be like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I was already drinking. So yeah, I told you your friend was fucking stupid.
Right.
But when you're sober, it's hard to be like, wow, you're really awful and I hate you and I
Yeah.
want to walk away from this conversation. You can't do that when you're not drinking. I
That's-
mean, you can, but
You
you're not
can.
going to make friends, obviously.
Right.
It's very, very difficult as a sober, now very grounded, wonderful adult, having gone through some shit and you want to sit down and be like, I've been through some shit. Do you want to be my friend?
Sure.
Can you say that? Should we say that? I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like I want to just like hit somebody with like the whole story right up front. Like,
Right.
all
This is what we're
you think I'm
dealing
crazy?
with.
Or
Yeah.
no? Yes?
Yeah.
No? So
Let me
we
tell
can
you
just
what.
figure it out early and not
Right.
waste any time here.
And put all your cards on the table.
Kind of like speed dating for friends.
Yes. Like look at
We're
people in the eye. Like,
besties now.
all right,
Yes.
I got PTSD. I'm a little bipolar. All right, struggle with depression.
Sure.
Yep. Have a history of addiction. I've been married twice, and I got 2 kids. Can you take that? If you can't, let's just
Can you
end
meet
it
my
now.
crazy?
Do you know, this is going to be so stupid, but movies are my jam. So
Sure.
Deadpool. Have we all seen Deadpool?
Yes.
When Deadpool and his Vanessa, I think,
Yeah.
when they first meet and they're like, you had a bed, I had to sleep in the closet with my uncle. And I was like, I could get down with that because it would be like, what do you got? Put it on the table. What do you got? Put it on the table.
Yeah, when they were
And
trauma bonding.
Yes. And now we're like,
Yeah.
okay, now we can be friends. Now
Yeah.
we can be, let's go to Target or
Ew.
something. I don't know. I
love
love
Target.
Target.
I love Target. That's where this shirt is from.
It's a touch me, feel me too. Your
from
grandma's
Target.
dad.
It is a touch me. It's your grandma's Davenport.
Okay, back. So what about, was alcohol your main thing? Did you said you like struggled with some sort of drugs?
Yeah, I've had a couple different drug of choices over my lifetime. When I was young, my drug of choice was any kind of narcotic pill I could get my hands on. Anything. Percocets, Valium, Oxys, you name it. If I could get my hands on it, that was my jam when I was young.
Did you swallow it or snort it?
Both.
Yeah.
Adderall. Oh my God, I had a serious problem with Adderall. That's probably one of my worst. When I was older, alcohol was definitely my go-to. I mean, I love telling people these numbers because I like to be transparent. But at the peak of my drinking, I was drinking just shy of 2 liters of liquor a day. So
Ryan.
What's a liter?
I'm so
I'm
sorry.
trying to
A liter of
like
cola.
a 2 liter, picture like a 2 liter bottle
Yeah.
of liquor,
Yeah.
hard liquor.
Oh.
So you were-
I was-
you were
I was
ready to
be
spending
screaming.
all of my every
You
last
were
dollar.
ready to go.
I was ready to go.
Yep.
I actually
My
at one
God.
point I drank until my heart stopped.
Shut
The
up.
day after, they call it holiday heart. It's a condition that happens the day after Thanksgiving, I believe.
Biggest
where-
drinking holiday of the year.
Correct. And people make this mistake of
really?
It
Yep.
is.
'Cause
People
people
make
don't
this
wanna deal with their
mistake of
families?
drinking so much on Thanksgiving because it's supposed to be a time where your family gets together, and a lot of
Yeah.
times you don't have it.
Ah.
And so I drank so much on Thanksgiving that the next day, when I started going back to my normal rhythm, my heart had too much, and my blood alcohol content was so high it couldn't take it, and it stopped.
Good Lord have mercy.
So I just like dropped and woke up in AFib.
Whoa.
That was one of the main things that started pushing me in the direction of quitting.
Okay.
because you tasted it.
We're gonna wrap it up because this is getting long, but then we're going to come back and I have more questions for you. if
That's
okay.
fun.
All right. We'll be back
We'll be back.
to be continued
Thank
with
you.
Ryan.
Thanks for letting us tickle your ear hole and not turning us off after the first 30 seconds. Don't forget to subscribe and join our email list to get in on the action.